Today in our meal prep series for weight loss and muscle gain, we're making an Asian classic, egg fried rice served with honey teriyaki chicken. This recipe has only 502 calories and 45 grams of protein. That's thanks to the rice combining with the egg protein. So it's an excellent dish for anyone who wants a meal with extra protein for the day. To start, we're going to make the rice. And if you're cooking rice in a regular pot, I highly recommend letting it rest in the fridge for at least one day. That helps dry out the grains a bit and making it easier to toast. But it's not mandatory. I'm using a rice cooker here because it's by far the best way to make rice at home. And with it, you don't really need to let it rest. You can use it straight away. Just follow the instructions of the cooker, and in this recipe, I'm using 2 cups with 1 level teaspoon of salt. While the rice cooks, let's prepare the rest of the ingredients. And for this recipe, you need 5 cloves of garlic, grated or crushed. To do that, just cut off the fibrous tip and give it a firm smash with the side of the knife. The skin should come off instantly. Then grate it with a fine grater, crush it, or chop and crush using the side of the knife and a bit of salt. Then chop 2 stalks of green onion that we'll use to finish the dish. And to finish, cut the chicken breast into cubes, which is pretty simple. Just cut the whole breast into 3 thick strips, turn them 90 degrees and cut into cubes, keeping the thin part longer than the thick part, so both cook at the same time. And to make things easier, I use frozen vegetables, but you can totally use fresh ones if you want. Just remember to prep them at this point so everything's ready when it's time to fry. Now, ideally for the rice, you'll be using a carbon steel or cast iron steel wok. But since most people aren't used to using one, I'm going to show you how to make it with a cast iron skillet. First, heat it well until it starts giving off trails of smoke. Then grease it with half a teaspoon of oil and beat the eggs before pouring them in to fry. If the skillet's well seasoned, the eggs shouldn't stick too much. Break them well and remove. Scrape off any egg bits stuck to the pan and add the frozen vegetables, keeping the heat as high as you can. We want them to cook quickly, while picking up some dark color and smoky flavor, but still keeping their bite. 2 to 5 minutes is enough for most vegetables. Then remove them and grease the pan again with another half teaspoon of oil. Now we're going to fry the rice, so the heat has to be as high as possible, because rice takes a lot of time to develop that smoky fried flavor, so every bit of heat helps. To boost the process and create a more authentic flavor, I like to torch the top of the rice, which is a tip from the culinary legend Kenji Lopez, but it's totally optional. And after 3 or 4 minutes, add back the eggs and the vegetables and finish it with soy sauce and sesame oil. And the final appearance should look like this. It might seem like there's not enough soy sauce, but it's a Western idea to put a lot of soy sauce in fried rice. For a more authentic flavor and texture and less saltiness, this amount we use is more than enough, especially because we're gonna serve it with teriyaki chicken. And to finish the recipe, let's make the teriyaki chicken. Heat it up and grease it with half a teaspoon of oil. Add the chicken and spread it in one layer without overlapping the pieces. For that, it's important to have a wide skillet. In a very small one, the chicken gets crowded and ends up steaming more than browning. And here, we're only browning one side anyway, because chicken breast dries out so fast, so there's no time to brown both sides before it's overcooked. So, when it's almost 100% cooked, with a little bit of pink still in one side, it will look like this. Flip it over and start adding the sauce ingredients, which I used honey, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and oyster sauce. Roughly speaking, oyster sauce is sweet, salty, full of umami, and it doesn't taste like fish at all. It adds a unique flavor that's hard to replicate. You can find it in well-stocked supermarkets, Asian stores, and easily online. But if you don't have it, no problem. Just use 1 more tablespoon of soy sauce instead. The salt level will be about the same and the flavor loss won't be too bad. Now finish with cornstarch mixed with water and boil quickly, just until the sauce reaches the texture you want. You can add more water if you like it runnier, or reduce the water if you want it thicker. Now just divide into 5 equal portions, finish with sesame seeds, green onions, and it's time to taste. The rice is super fluffy and well cooked. You can clearly tell the different textures between the vegetables and the individual grains of rice. And again, it's got that smoky flavor thanks to that extremely hot pan that we used. And the chicken's nice and juicy, super flavorful. It's got that sweetness, that saltiness that comes from the teriyaki sauce. It just goes really well together. All in all, it's a great recipe for everyone that likes Asian flavors and wants an extra kick of protein on their meals. Just highly recommend it. That being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.